Through kids and a dog, my friend Scott Matheson has driven this Toyota 4Runner more than 400,000 miles. He finally decided it was time to buy a new car, and he made the leap. What's it like to be a new electric vehicle owner? All right, Scott, you bit the bullet. You bought a new car. What did you get?
I got a Ford Mustang Mach-E, all electric.
And why did you decide to get the EV?
I was looking at different options, and I thought it was the best mix of still being very functional. It's basically a crossover type vehicle, so there's a lot of storage, but it also has a fun component with the acceleration it has and things like that. And I really just wanted to see what the EV was all about. The first time I had it out on the expressway, it actually surprised me. I knew it was fast from 0 to 60. I believe the one I have is like 3.9 seconds. So I did test that a couple times, and certainly it's quite the difference between the vehicle, the gas car that I had. But what really surprised me, I was doing about 75 miles an hour on an expressway, and I went and pushed the pedal down, and in about 2 seconds it was going far above that, triple digits, and it was like, whoa, what is this? And I definitely took my foot off the pedal, but the car doesn't slow down nearly as fast as a traditional, gas powered vehicle that I'm used to.
Big picture, what do you think? First impressions, your first electric vehicle, you like it, you don't like it, excited, regretful, where are you?
I'm still excited. I have found some shortcomings where I'm not quite getting the mileage that I expected. I have talked to the dealer. He's researched for me, given me a couple different settings I can make on the car. But the one that really surprised me is when it's cold out. And I know logically I shouldn't have been surprised, but it definitely could have 10 to 15% impact on your range if it's 40 degrees or colder, is what I'm finding. So that was definitely a downfall, because I would love to be able to use it. I'm about 125 miles away from the largest airport. So for me, I want to be able to go round trip without having to charge it. And right now, I'm about really close to that borderline because of the colder weather. I'm supposed to get more like 275, 280 out of the package that I purchased.
So there's different type of drive modes. I've yet to try unbridled. Apparently, it's rather quick. I thought the car is plenty quick already for my tastes.
I am not convinced the infrastructure is there, and I've only had the car for less than a month, and I've already seen that if I drive beyond its range where I have to charge, it still can be a challenge to find the high speed chargers that are certainly the ones you want to find. It's become even competitive. I will share a story. I went to one near a large airport, and it was the high speed chargers. And of course, there were six, but three of them were out of order. So there was pretty much a waiting line to get to the charger. And I put mine on, and I guess I made the mistake of leaving the vehicle. I noticed most people sit in their cars. There is a camaraderie. I have done it where you'd end up just talking to the other people and finding out about the range on their cars, etc. But I went inside. It was in a shopping mall, and I went inside just to walk around. I was only needed about 20 minutes probably, and it was going to bring me up to 80% charge. And I got a message on my phone while I was in the store that my car had been unexpectedly unplugged. And of course, so I turn around and go back out there, and it turned out someone had decided to unplug mine and plug their car in.
Did you get the home charger? Are you charging at home?
I did get I believe it's a 48 kilowatt charger, so not quite the industrial, fast chargers that exist at some of these locations, but it definitely will charge it from 0 to 100 within 2 or 3 hours. And I do that maybe once a week at the most. And definitely there's been no impact to my electric bill at all. It's, in fact, my bill this period compared to last year's is actually even less. Once you're in it, it goes back to more fun driving it. It has a lot of responsiveness, and it definitely gets a lot of attention as you're driving down the road. I think people, they see the Mustang logo and they're like, what is this? Because it's still a very new car in the market. So I get a lot of waves and thumbs up and things like that. I remember when I first opened the hood of the car, where you would expect to see an engine and there's nothing there. And actually, in the car I have, Ford has chosen to create a built-in cooler with a drain. So you could definitely take the vehicle to a tailgate party and probably be the hit of the event.
You were impacted by the chip shortage.
They produced the car without the chip for the self-parallel parking feature, and it's preset. So when the chip comes in, I can go to the dealership and have it added.
Give me your sense of the state of play as we move to EVs.
I think if we go too fast, it's going to be a problem. So I think some of these inherent delays and ability to get the cars might be a short-term benefit to the ones that are already out there. As I said, the competitive nature almost of finding these fast chargers, definitely, if there's twice as many, 3 times as many EVs out there, it's going to become much more of a problem. So certainly getting the infrastructure in place is going to be critical to have the success that I know all the dealers and manufacturers are planning on as they move to EVs as opposed to internal combustion. I think it will be successful. The cars have a lot of interesting, fun features. The car is a pleasure to drive. It rides nicer than any vehicle I've ever been in. The handling is fantastic. So at the end of the day, as long as the infrastructure is there and there's charging stations at convenient places, where if it takes 20 minutes as opposed to 5 minutes to fill up your tank, 20 minutes for an EV, if there's things to do at that place, I think it'll completely eliminate that drawback, if you will. Other than that, I've really just been enjoying the car. It's a lot of fun. It was raining out yesterday, so I didn't take it out. I took out my old one because I didn't want it to get all dirty. So it's been a lot of fun.
Well, Scott, I'm glad you finally got your car, and sounds like you're enjoying it so far.
I am indeed.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave.
I'm David Curley. That's Full Throttle.